First off, I just want everybody to know exactly how nervous I am right now. But as I'm after Josh called me yesterday, and I started trying. I tried to think about, and at one point I tried to even write down, what I was going to say today, or really, where I wanted to go with my testimony today. And it never really came to me last night or yesterday. I got up and I thought about it again this morning. And, up until here just a little bit ago, I really had no idea or no clue exactly what I was going to get up here and say. But God has ministered to my heart for the last little bit here, and he's really shown me where he wants me to take this. And, as I'm sitting here listening to Josh preach, he... it's almost like he's sitting there, reading a story about me, because most everything that he was referring to and talking to this morning is exactly things that I've been through and places that I've been in my life. And when Josh talks about mental illness, mental illness is very real. And I was diagnosed as a young kid with being ADHD, having bipolar depression, and even before bipolar, they diagnosed me as a manic depression. But I've had four extended stays at mental health facilities. I've dealt with.
Bless the Lord.
I can't even remember how many times that I've ever tried to kill myself. How many times that I just felt so worthless and so low, and that nobody cared about me at all, that I had nothing better to think of than to end my life.
Amen. Bless him, Lord. Amen.
And it started very young for me. I can remember back first, second grade, wondering why no one in my family would show me love, wondering what it was that I had done so wrong to them, why they hated me, why my mother repeatedly lied to me over and over. I never understood why I was so bad that, I had done that to them, that they just absolutely hated me. And as a little kid, it's very crucial that someone would show them love. If all you see is love and hate and rejection as a kid, you're going to grow up thinking, that's all you're ever going to be. Everyone's always going to hate you. Everyone's always going to reject you. No one's ever going to love you for who you are.
Amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
And it's hard. It's very hard. I grew up from a young age on my own, struggling by myself. Thinking I had nobody that I could say anything to. And, through my younger years, I'd find a counselor or someone to talk to here and there, and it seemed like any time I ever started to really gain trust in somebody, it was ripped away. I went through, I eventually ended up in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program I was about 12 years old when I was matched with my big brother, and I thought that guy was the coolest guy in the world. And I absolutely loved him. And there was nobody better out there than him. He was willing to come do whatever with me, take me wherever, and show me love. And then too, one day he told me, he said, "Oh, I'm getting deployed back to Afghanistan. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be gone." Not even a month later, I seen him at the store, and he ducked his head and ran from me and cowered away, just like everybody else. I really, by 13 years old, I had already given up hope that anyone was ever going to love me, or that I was ever going to make it anywhere in life. And again, I think 8th grade, maybe, I ended up in a hospital again, for trying to commit suicide. I cut myself. A lot of people, oh, you do it for attention. You do it so others can see what you're doing. No, I mean, when you absolutely, truly hurt and know that there's nothing else for you to look forward to in your life, I mean, it doesn't matter. And I mean, just, going through that at a young age and thinking it'll never change, I mean, that's when you're the most impressionable, is when you're young. And to think that you're going to grow up and this is never going to change and it's just going to stay this way, like a never-ending cycle. I mean, to think that and only that, I mean, it's so scary. I mean, I can't even describe some of the pain, some of the sorrow that I felt. I sat on the porch repeatedly over and over. My mom told me, yeah, we'll come pick you up. We'll go to the park. We'll do this. We'll do that. I would sit on the porch crying for hours, wanting my mom. And as I started to get a little bit older, I didn't necessarily fit in with, certain cliques or groups at school. I never really was. I mean, everybody knew who I was because of how I acted. But, I mean, I never really was one of the in kids or was one of the more popular kids in school. And I never understood why. I never got it. I never understood why nobody ever really cared for me, why nobody wanted to love me. And then when my journey with God started to begin, I mean, I started to see love, different places. I started, it really gave me, I can remember my freshman year watching The Passion of the Christ, the very first time I ever watched that movie. I mean, it really convicted me. I mean, it really, to actually see what Jesus went through, being made into a movie. I mean, I remember I went to school the next day after that, and I told so many kids about it, and they just laughed at me and told me I was stupid. But no, I knew in my heart I wasn't stupid. I knew that the love that man had to go through all that for me, no matter what. I mean, I will never see or know a greater love than that in my life. I've battled with addiction in my life. I've ran drugs. I've done a lot of bad in my life that I'm not proud of by no means. But no matter what, no matter how bad I was, no matter what I'd done, I even had a really, really strong walk once before with God, and I still turned away from Him and went back into the world. But no matter what, no matter how bad I ever was or what I ever done, God was always there. God always protected me through everything, no matter what. He was always there. God was always faithful to me. And I mean, I got saved on May 17th of this year, or May 7th of this year, and since then. Since then, things hasn't been easy by no means still. I mean, my wife and I came under attack for a little while right after we both were saved, and I mean, it was one thing after another for the longest. But once I decided and once I made my mind up, no matter what, no matter how bad of a day I have, no matter how bad things are, well, for one, someone else already has it worse. But no matter what, God's always going to be there. He's always going to be there to show me the love and the compassion, even though I don't deserve it. He's always going to be faithful to me. And no matter what you're going through, and no matter where you've been in life, and no matter the things that you have done or seen or been a part of, no matter what, it's never too late to turn away from that and to turn to God and to let God things change for you and lead the way. Thank you.